Thank you, Mr. Marzeski. For words of recognition, I am pleased to introduce the Vice President of the Chittenango Board of Education, Mr. Mark Gilbert.
It's all right if I move these up, Michelle? Okay. Good evening. I had read that the commencement speaker is like being the body at an Irish wake. They need you to be at the party, but they don't expect you to say very much. As a member of your Board of Education, I would like to convey from the board how proud we are of our community, how proud we are of our teachers, our support staff, administrators, and how proud we are of our students' parents, and how especially proud we are of our 2008 graduating class. When I mention community, I mean all communities that either directly or indirectly support our students and our school district. I am speaking of our geographic community we call Chittenango, Bridgeport, Lakeport, Kirkville, who have financially supported our school district. Because of you, this graduating class did not have to see a single defeated budget, bus purchase, or capital project. I am also, yes, these days that's a great feat. I'm also speaking of our educational community, which includes our faculty, our support staff, our PTAs, our music and athletic boosters, our preschool child centers, and our community libraries. Because of them, our students are provided opportunities above and beyond the mandated curriculum. I'm speaking of our business community, which includes many of our local businesses, Rotary and Lions Club, who have provided scholarships and other financial support year after year. I am speaking of our religious communities, who have helped nurture and support our students. I'm speaking of our emergency response center community, who have helped educate and ensure the safety of our students and community at large. As there are many different types of communities, they all have a commonality, and that commonality reflects shared interests, experiences, goals, values, and vision. Without membership in these communities, the school district would not be able to achieve its mission, and that is to educate. In Chittenango, we have a strong commonality when it comes to supporting our school district. No matter which type of community you share your interests with, when it comes to the needs of our students, you have answered the call. Whether it be to approve a capital project to renovate a sorely needed building, donate monies for student scholarships, approve the replacement of 10-year-old buses, donating new athletic facilities like the one at Button Field, approval of new and improved technology and safety in every school, support of our music and athletic booster and PTA organizations who donate monies for support of students as well as capital improvements, such as the scoreboard at the high school. And I would say the strongest support is the thousands of volunteer hours that our community donates each year on our students' behalf. We hope you feel your contribution has yielded success. Speaking of success, this year's graduating class should feel especially proud, as this past year, Chittenango High School has been recognized on the 2008 U.S. News and World Report's America's Best High School list as a high-performing school. Only 400 schools in the country receive this distinction. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, in 2004, there was 18,435 high schools. Now, according to my calculation, that puts us at the top 2%. To the graduates, I ask that they actively participate and be members of the community in the areas that share their interests, experiences, goals, values, and vision, so as to support the generations of students to follow. Preparation for troubling times with community support has a far better chance of succeeding than without it. A few weeks ago, at the Senior Awards event, Bill Cretero, who is the head of our Business and Technology department, spoke to the seniors present to acknowledge the role that their parents played in supporting them in their education at Chittenango. I would like to echo Mr. Cretero's sentiment. Families are a critical component to the education process, and the young men and women behind me should give them some deserved recognition. When the board president, Pete Bellier, asked me if I wanted to give the Board of Ed commencement address, I had to think about it. I knew I was not a speechwriter, similar to some of our students up here who put me to shame. But as I thought of a theme, the role that communities play in the education process, I knew I was going to ask the community for help. When I was researching commencement speeches, I noticed that some concluded with a poem and some did not. Bill Gates didn't use a poem. Stephen Jobs didn't use a poem. Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, and Conan O'Brien didn't use a poem. But then I noticed that Oprah had used a poem. And when it comes to literature, Oprah is a good lead to follow. But I am not a poet. So I went to my education community here at Chittenango, and I contacted Ms. Ellen Agnew in the English department. She teaches a creative writing class, and I asked for her help. She responded immediately that she would help me and that she had several students who might be interested in creating a poem to conclude my speech. I am honored to conclude the first public reading of this poem titled The Young Dreamer's Journey by one of your own graduating seniors, Amelia Amy Spade. The Young Dreamer's Journey. Congratulations, young dreamers. You've made it this far. You are now young men and women, adults ready to take on life and all that it entails. You have earned the right to move forward into the next stage, where you will face many challenges and with all you have learned, overcome them. Young dreamers, hold fast to your hearts and hopes, for there are those who would take them from you. But young dreamers, you are strong. You hold more strength and courage in you than you can even imagine. While you were still children, it remained hidden in the recesses of your hearts. As your families kept you safe in the power of your own hearts, you were free to ignore the shadows of life. But now, as you set out on your own, release those hidden reserves and let them carry you as high as you can possibly go. Let all the love and kindness you possess shine like a light to the open sea. Be the people you were meant to be and live your lives to the fullest. And young dreamers, always remember that when you need a respite for the daily battles, this place, this home, will always welcome you with open arms, transforming you into a child for a few precious moments. Your community gladly offers relief until your strength returns and you are ready to venture out on your own again. This, young dreamers, is what awaits you. As you set out on this new journey, it won't always be easy. It won't always be fun. But your grandest adventure has only just begun.